Hello and welcome to my garden and welcome to saying yes to life. I'm Delisa Renideo and I'm filming this from my wonderful garden in Vilcabamba, Ecuador. My husband and I moved here from beautiful Alaska 2.5 years ago, and I feel so blessed to have lived in two such very beautiful and very different parts of this wonderful world. So saying yes to life has been a conscious theme in my life for the past 30 years. But before that, I had a few experiences that became a turning point in my life, and I now recognize these as yes to life moments. And like everyone, my life has had its shares of ups and downs, but there were occasions during some of the hardest times when it seemed like there was an angel that sat on my shoulder and encouraged me to make a yes to life choice. I'll be sharing some stories about these times in a few minutes and in some future episodes. By the time I was in my mid-40s, I became conscious that my soul was asking me to say yes to life. So I called my small business Yes to Life, and my website was Yes to Life, and I taught vegan cooking classes and offered coaching, all with a foundation of encouraging saying yes to life. I'm now 74, and I feel even more aware of the importance of saying yes to life in our thoughts and in our actions. Starting this YouTube channel is actually an example of me saying yes to life. Over the years, I've been a grateful listener and learner at YouTube University. There have been several YouTube channels that have contributed tremendously to my life, from learning to crochet, to gardening, for learning Spanish, which is so important for me now living here in Ecuador, and for inspiration and spiritual wisdom. And I've thought so often how grateful I am for all the people who have made the effort and the time to make so many videos on so many topics. And if any of you are watching this, thank you. And now I realize it's time for me to offer my own contribution, to share my voice, my stories, and my reflections for those who may find my perspective harmonious with their own lives. And of course, my channel is called Saying Yes to Life. Today I'm going to start with a story from my life that changed me. It changed my entire life. It's a story about what happens when we say yes to life, and even when we feel afraid, maybe especially when we feel afraid. And then I'll share another story that shows how saying yes isn't only important and something to do for ourselves, it's also something we do for the greater harmony of life. So I was painfully shy as a child. I was okay when I got to know people, but meeting new people was just horrible for me. And when I was 11 years old, my family moved to a new small town, and so we started attending a different church. New people, new Sunday school class. My mother walked with me to the door of my new Sunday school room, knowing I would be afraid to go in by myself. I remember standing at the door of that new Sunday school room, full of strangers, afraid to enter, and then I had this thought that came into my mind. It may have been that angel on my shoulder. If you don't go in, you're going to be letting life pass you by. And I understood. I kind of saw the whole trajectory of my life in the future, that what I did in this moment was going to affect the choices that I made in the future. I made a decision that day. I may be afraid, but I won't let fear stop me from living. So that decision totally changed my life. I didn't stop being shy for quite a while, but I didn't let my shyness stop me from doing the things that I wanted to do. And now I'm going to share another story that was equally powerful for me, but in a completely different way. Fortunately for me, I grew up in a very musical family. There were 4 kids and, of course, my parents, and we all sang and did music together. By the time I was 5 years old, I was singing 4-part barbershop harmony with my family. I sang the baritone part, and we always sang when we were in the car together. One day when I was about 7 or 8, I was sitting next to my big sister Cynthia in the back seat of the car. Everyone was singing except for me. My sister turned to me and said, "Sing! Why aren't you singing?" I said, "I am singing in my head." And she said, "Well, sing where the rest of us can hear it too." Oh, for the first time I realized how important my contribution was. When I didn't sing out loud, my part was missing not only for me, but for everyone. My part, the baritone part, doesn't stand out. It's not the melody, it's not the highest part or the lowest part. You won't even notice it unless it's missing. It's a part that holds everything together without calling attention to itself, which is probably one reason I like that part. We may not all be singing, but we all have our part to play. And if we don't play it, something essential is missing for everyone. Just like singing the baritone part in barbershop harmony, our parts may not stand out. We may not think they're all that important, but all of our parts are essential. And the music and the world are missing something if we're not adding our part. So I wonder, is there something, some part of your voice, your creativity, your presence, that's been quietly playing only in your own head? What if the world is waiting to hear it out loud? And I wonder, where in your life are you being invited to say yes? Is there some part of you that would really like to do something new or different, but you've been reluctant or afraid to give it a try? Is it possible that it's time to say yes to it now? I hope my stories will help you find more ways to say yes in your own life. In my next episode, I'll be sharing a story about how a very scary situation in my life taught me how to see real beauty for the first time, and I hope you'll join me. And now I just want to thank you for being here in the garden with me. Until next time, may you keep saying yes to the beauty, the joy, and the unfolding wonder of life. And may you add your unique part where the rest of us can hear it.